touchdowns. Prep Sports Extra starts right now.
Round one of the high school football playoffs got underway today on a cold and rainy day here in Southern Illinois. We started the day with 10 teams hoping to advance to the second round of this year's postseason. But how many will make it through round one? We're going to find out. We're going to start a few miles down the road at Carterville High School for a rematch between two area teams. Number 11 Harrisburg making the short trip to Carterville to take on the number 6 Lions. These two teams met just 4 weeks ago. The Bulldogs won by 1 point. They'll look to go 2-4-2. After a scoreless first quarter, first play of the second quarter, Owen ran, hits Tevin Godsey in stride, and he takes this one to the house for the first score of the game. Bulldogs on top, up 7-0. Next Lions possession, Brandon Skelcher's pass is picked off by Camden Hicks. You can't see, but he takes this ball into the end zone for another Bulldogs TD. They lead 14-0. HHS fans braving the weather today. They were pumped up after that score. A few plays later, Harrisburg, deep in Lions territory, ran. Hands it off to former WSIL Athlete of the Week, Carmelo Downey. He makes it look easy. Bulldogs find pay dirt for the third time in the first half. They led 23-0 at the break. Lions head coach Brett Dial hoping to draw something up late third quarter. Lions still scoreless. 4th and 17. Skelcher finds Braden Wakey all alone in the end zone. 2-point conversion, no good. CHS trails 23-6. But today was Harrisburg's day. The Bulldogs down the number 6 Lions at home, 23-12. It's Harrisburg's first playoff win since 2012. Downey shared how it felt to get the revenge win.
It felt great because I was a part of that team that, got outed 2 years ago in the first round of playoffs, and then last year we lost first round of playoffs too, and it just really felt great. It was just exciting. We know we could beat these guys. We felt it. We had a great week of practice, and we finally came together and played as a team. And defense, of course, I give them all the credit for today's win. Them guys did great.
The Bulldogs will return to Taylor Field next Saturday to host number 14 Peoria Notre Dame in the second round of the Class 4A playoffs. That game will kick off at 5. Over to Class 5A, the Carbondale Terriers playing host to the Hillcrest Hawks, a team right outside of Chicago. The Hawks came to play. First quarter, Hawks QB Gary Bradley keeps it himself, and he explodes for a 47-yard run. A couple plays later, it's Bradley airing it out to Cameron Young Love for the 20-yard score. He loves that. Hillcrest gets 2 more. It's 8-0. Second quarter now. Quarterback Brock Bowlby is going to show off his speed now. He keeps it on the ground for a 32-yard run. That would set up a 13-yard touchdown run from Martez Graham Norwood. We're all tied up at 8, but the Hawks would respond. Bradley connecting with Maurice Garrett in the back of the end zone for the score. Nothing going right for the Terriers today. They fall to the Hawks 22-8 the final. Over in Class 2A, Carmi White County making their third consecutive playoff appearance, hoping that the third time is the charm for a W. This is the second time in 3 seasons the Bulldogs are facing off against Breeze Mater Dei in the postseason. Bulldogs looking to move on to the second round of the playoffs for the first time since 2013. We start in the second half. Mater Dei leading 34-8 early in the third. Trenton Zeeb off play action finds Garrett Winkler open in the middle of the field. They add on 6 more, making it 40-8. Final seconds of the third quarter now. Andrew Dogson finishes off a drive for the Bulldogs with a 1-yard touchdown run. Getting some momentum back on the home side, still down 40-14. A couple possessions later, Carmi trying to finish off strong. Landon Driscoll pushes his way past the goal line for another score for the Dogs. They would go for 2 and make it 40-22 late in the fourth, but it was too little, too late. Breeze Mater Dei dominates their way past Carmi White County to move on to the second round of the 2A playoffs. 40-22 the final score. Bulldogs head coach Kurt Simon says it was all about the big plays today.
These football games are a lot like life, and you gotta play as hard as you humanly can till the whistle blows. And they have nothing to hang their heads about. We've had a good year. We just ran into a roadblock here, and you gotta make big plays when in these games, and we didn't make as many as they did.
Carmi White County finishes with a record of 7-3. With the win, number 11 Breeze Mater Dei advances to the second round. Keeping in Class 2A, number 14 Auburn traveling to Johnston City to face the number 3 Indians. Football fans filled the stands with their rain gear on. This one was a low-scoring affair through 3 quarters, so we're going to start in the fourth. Indians up 8-0. Trojans needing to get on the board, and they do. Jack Jones finds Sawyer Smith wide open. He dances right across the goal line. 2-point conversion is good, and we're all tied up at 8 apiece. Late in the fourth quarter now, JCHS looking to take the lead once again. Evan Sanders getting pushed through the Trojans defense and into the end zone for 13 yards. 2-point conversion is good. Indians back on top, up 16-8. A few plays later, Jones looking to make up some ground with a pass, but the ball flies right into the hands of Ben Morgan, and that would seal the deal. Johnston City wins a close one, 16-8 the final. The Indians will be on the road next week at number 11 Breeze Mater Day. We'll pass along the date and time of that game once we get it. Let's take a look at some other area scores. Number 14, Mount Vernon making the 2-hour trip to visit number 3 Highland. The Rams end their season with a loss to the Bulldogs, 35-14. But a big congrats to senior Navante Nesbitt Jr. on setting the single-season rushing record. The number 13 Rangers season also comes to a close on the road. They fall to number 4 Mount Carmel, 24-17. And the number 2 Red Devils hosting the 15 seed Tornadoes today. The Red Devils get a huge win at home, and they will be back at home for round 2 next week, hosting number 7 Charleston at 2. And we have more highlights and scores from around the area coming up in 90 seconds. You're watching Sports Extra right here on News 3.